So guys, this Saturday, like you're gonna be touring along with Rob Zombie, Megadeth, Lamb of God, a lot of other stuff, and it's a sold out concert for you guys. So how do you feel about getting to on tour again, and what do you feel about it?
And it's good. Just the swing of things. We're doing this festival with them, and it's pretty much one of the biggest festivals on the East Coast, especially for like metal and rock bands. We're just glad that we outside and we able to play these shows, and get out in front of.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, I think it's just going to be awesome to see the crazy heavy metal fans again, because they are the best fans in the world for sure. So getting out in front of, I think they're expecting 160,000 people at this festival. I mean, it's going to be exciting for sure. We're definitely looking forward to it. It's going to be a good time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we're honored. We're honored to be playing along those big bands, and we're just trying to put on a good show and keep people entertained. And yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So you have the set list and everything ready for the shows, and or you still practicing the stuffs and things?
Yeah, man, I got it right here.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, so, I don't know if you could see what we're playing, but there you go.
So last year you put up your debut, Prisoners. So is this going to be the first touring that you're doing because of the COVID situation out there? So this is the
yeah, absolutely. So we actually put out Prisoners during the pandemic. So we haven't really had an opportunity. We played a couple shows this year, but we haven't really had an opportunity to fully tour Prisoners. So this will be the first kind of glance that people see of us Prisoners, right? And then we'll tour that. But we've also been writing new stuff for our next album as well during this past year. So
yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that our first, like one of the first shows that we get to play after our album release is such a massive show. So it's definitely a good spot to show off the songs, and we've grown a lot as a band since then. It's been almost basically a year since we released the album, so we want to show off our maturity and skill, professionalism, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So since this is gonna be a debut album, and a lot of people will be starting to know you guys much more and more through this tour. So would you like to talk about the debut album, about the songwriting and the production behind this particular album?
We feel like this is a good introduction for us to let people know, how we are as a band, the energy, the hype, the intensity that it brings. We just want people to enjoy themselves, give them good old fashioned metal, groove metal. And, I think this would just be a good staple to put us right on there and be able to go out there and play these shows and have a good time with us and the fans and the metal community. So that way we let them know we are here. And, we had to put something out there. We know if we didn't, we would have been sitting on something for a while, and we didn't want to be stingy with it. So we put it out there for everybody, and getting a lot of good feedback and reviews on it, and everybody is gravitating towards it well. So we're just excited to play again, and they would like just to show everybody, how we're just ready to do this and do it with them or do it with y'all.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And is Prisoners a concept-based album, or is just random songs that you guys wrote and put it together as an album?
This is Bobby's favorite question of all time.
That we put together. At first, we're just trying to put together songs just to play shows and see how people reacted to it when we play live shows. But then when we got into this, it wasn't necessarily a concept album, but towards the end, it started just to map out so well when we started writing it that it may sound concept album, but it's not really a concept album. It's just a bunch of songs that we ran that we've chosen. We wrote probably about 20 some odd songs, and just those 10 were able to be what, this right here is the ones that are hit the most, and we kept those and try to make it a sonically good album, and then also, like I said, just something to put out there so that way we could introduce ourselves as coming in.
Yeah, all the songs were, I mean, we didn't go into it thinking like, oh, we're going to write this concept album about this idea of being a prisoner or something like that. But this was kind of all after the fact. We wrote like, you know, we had all these songs and we had some titles, and we actually went back and changed some of the lyrics for some of these songs. But the way it just kind of fit together at the end, it all kind of made sense, you know. So it was, you know, it was just kind of a luck of the draw kind of thing, how that came out. But I think in retrospect, we're very happy with how the album turned out.
Yeah, it's kind of a dark album too. So a lot of the stuff we wrote about, like you know, anger and depression, sadness, and even like police brutality, that was right around. We wrote that stuff before, you know, COVID hit, and then all the issues nationally started happening. So it's kind of interesting that we released all the songs, and they're almost like, could be almost like a soundtrack for the past year too. So I thought that was really interesting.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So, like Ben said earlier, like the process of coming up with the next album is on work. So, is there any touring that's gonna go for a longer time before you guys come up with the second album?
I mean, so we've got dates booked for. We've got some tours that haven't been announced yet for the end of this year. So we're gonna actually, starting in October, we're going to be on the road for the rest of 2021. And then we've got some tours early next year that we're going to be filling out. We plan to be on the road pretty much nonstop next year. So, but that being said, we're hoping to release our second album next year as well. So, you know, if the stars align and we have some time to go in the studio and get these tracks recorded, you can definitely expect the second offering next year.
Sounds good. And
at least,
huh?
That at least a single or two, something. We're gonna give y'all something.
We'll get some stuff. I mean, you know, we've been, like I said, we've also just been waiting for the right time. You know, we dropped one album during the pandemic. I don't know if we're not in any rush to get our second album out at this point, because we do still want to give the songs on Prisoners some justice and tour that album a little bit. Yeah, we're always working though, so we've got a trick or two up our sleeves in the future. So
sounds good. With this current situation, do you guys have plans to go on tour somewhere like South America or to Europe?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, we're trying to tour relentlessly. I mean, because especially in heavy metal, that's the only way you can make a living is touring and playing every single night. So absolutely, we're going to start in North America because it's closest to home here. But you know, we've talked about going to Europe. We'd love to come to India. We hear that the metal fans out there. So, but yeah, we're definitely trying to go anywhere we can. And obviously, we've got to wait for the climate and COVID to make it possible. But absolutely,
sounds good.
Yeah, more fans the better, and different types of fans, and you know, that's how this band is going to work, is if we reach more people, you know, then we can reach out to more people, and you know, that'll motivate us to put out better work. So whenever we're allowed to, yeah, we definitely want to branch out of North America.
Sounds good. So guys, would you like to share a bit about how the band actually started and how you guys got together?
All right, yeah, we would love to.
Craigslist.
Are you going to answer that question, or am I going to start this one? Okay, I'll start. So I was in college in North Carolina, and I was playing football at the time, and I kind of, you know, I always played music on the side as well. So my senior year, I started looking for people to play music with, start a band maybe. And so, you know, I went through, met a bunch of people. Some of them didn't really work out. Some of them, you know, came and went faster than they, whatever. Anyway, but so, and then eventually in early 2019, I got in touch with Bobby. And he was, at the time, he was doing hip hop stuff. So he was rapping, and he's got some stuff out. You can tell him about that.
So around this time, like I was doing a hip hop career, which I was trying to like metal and hip hop in the same sense. And I was just trying to figure out how I could like do both of that without it actually being new metal. So I started doing that, and then you know, Ben reached out, and you know, he was just like, you know, try out for the band, and I was like, all right, you know, I'll try out for it, you know, see if I still got the growl, see if I still got it, and everything like that. And then as soon as I started, you know, started getting practice a little bit more, started writing a little bit more songs, started getting some shows, and then next, you know, we're writing an album. And stuff started popping off, so I was like, all right, cool. And then after that, before all that happened, and the mix of all that, that's when Phil joined the band, and that's just it was just like it was just like I'll fire from there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
once Phil came in, things really started to kind of. There was a lot of hard work that went in before that. A lot of trying to find our identity, but once Phil kind of came in, we started to kind of have like we kind of found our direction a little bit. Started playing a lot of shows. Had a lot of momentum. And then ever since we've added some key pieces, most recently, our drummer Dylan, he's a guy, he's just a freaking beast of a drummer. So he's taken us to another level. And then our other guitar player, David, it's just now we've got 5 pieces who are all equally important to this project. Like we all push each other to kind of reach new heights every day. So
sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah. Tough to find those 5, but I feel like we finally have it. So very excited.
Awesome. Awesome. So, how has the global reach for you guys so far?
what do you mean?
Like how the people has been reacting to the music from around the world?
I mean, it's been pretty, you know, it's been positive. You know, of course, everybody got pros and everything like that. You know, honestly, you know, sometimes I look forward to that because that fuels my fire. But everybody's been like, you know, showing a lot of support, a lot of love, and you know, we appreciate all of it, and we work harder to try to, you know, make everybody, you know, happy or make everybody like, you know, in tune or to tune into it. And we're still gaining a lot of new fans, and that's something that, you know, to us, you know, we appreciate, because a lot of people like it, seeing people actually knowing the songs, knowing the lyrics, reciting it back, you know, knowing exactly when things are happening, actually knowing this layout and the set of when we do our shows, and they get excited for it. That makes us a little bit more eager to play more shows and get right back into the studio and write more new material.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's been hard to to really reach out, you know, with everything going on. So, you know, we do our best in social media and interviews and all that stuff, but really it's the live shows that are gonna let us go out there and reach people. So once we were able to do that again, especially this weekend, you know, that's when we'll hopefully attract more fans and get that feedback. But everything so far has been, you know, pretty positive. Everyone kind of sees how hard we work and the professionalism we put in. So I'd say it's been mostly positive.
It's all about growth. You know what I mean? Like it's all about just progressing every single day, right? So it doesn't really matter where you start, and it doesn't really, you know, just about consistently moving in the right direction. So that's kind of how we take it. You know, if we're gaining a new fan every day that just is like crazy about our music, like that's a positive thing. If we're out here losing fans, like it might be time to hang up the old guitar. But yeah, no, it's definitely been positive.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And I know it's been just an album from you guys, so there should have been some great moments that you have gone through, or there's gonna a lot of things should be happening in the future. But would you like to share some of the great moments that you had so far?
Oh yeah, of course. We dropped singles, 3 music videos from our debut album, Prisoners. And then after that, during the pandemic, we had a WoR lockdown where we pretty much got more into our creative sides of doing like a little rig rundown and a little introduction, a little bit more inside of the band. And that was a little bit more of you know, it made us a little closer because it was like me interviewing everybody in the band. We got to know each other like a little more comfortable. And also when we got our new drummer Dylan, we had these Asheville sessions that were like, it's like a few different parts there that we're slowly releasing just to keep the content going and just to show his skill assets and what he offers to the band, and then just playing with certain bands and like getting to know other musicians and artists alike, just growing with them and seeing them grow, and us actually building our foundation to get into this community. And then we're also playing like one of the biggest festivals on the East Coast of the United States. So that alone, from starting out, me joining the band in 2019 in February to it being 2021 now and surviving a pandemic to us getting right here. That right there, I feel like, it just shows nothing but accomplishments and growth, and we're steady growing and trying to reach and go over and beyond certain standards.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many moments in the history of this band that are awesome for sure. But for me, it's really just cool to see like this pandemic, like it's been awful, right? A lot of people have died, but it's affected a lot of people all over the world. But and it's kind of actually it's torn apart a lot of bands. A lot of bands who were going strong before the pandemic are no longer around or no longer with us. But one thing that's kind of just been great for me to see is how much closer we've become through the adversity that we face every day with this. I mean, we're tighter now than we've ever been, and we're ready to take over the world, man. We're ready to, storm into these festivals and just fucking destroy crowds. So that's what we're trying to do every single day we get up on that stage. So
that's the best thing I would say. And since you guys started right when the COVID situation started, so did that ever put you guys down, brought some negative thoughts inside of you, thinking, why would I start the band now? Or should I have started a bit earlier, or should I have started later? So did anything like that came into your mind in this point of time?
Oh yeah, I mean, for sure. I think it was more coincidental timing. The band started when it started. There's not much you can do about that. But we played a big show in January of 2020, where about 500 people here in North Carolina, and we were so excited after that point. And we had a bunch of tours scheduled that year, and then everything shut down. So it was more like disappointing for us. Obviously there's way more important things going on in the world, but mentally it does really mess with you because you're preparing for this. Okay, completely changing my life, going on tour, uprooting everything, and then it's like, okay, you got to take a step back. So that was tough, but I think it really tested our mental strength, our persistence, and I was really proud of us for doing those WoR lockdown episodes, and we even changed a member out during the pandemic, so that wasn't easy. And doing these Asheville sessions, and now ramping up for tour again. I feel like we're tough, and it hardened us a little bit. So yeah, I mean, those thoughts definitely came in, but I think as a group we did a good job of lifting each other up, motivating each other, and I really appreciated that from all the guys.
Oh, we appreciate you too, Dilf.
Thanks, Robert.
Oh,
His name's Phil.
it likes mixing them all up.
It makes them all up.
Sounds good. And guys, what would be the dream for you?
The dream, the dream. Always somebody else.
Hold on, let me just cut you off here real quick. The dream, and when we've made it, is when we get people to load our gear on the stage. That's the dream right there. So, but go ahead, Bobby. My bad.
Oh well, I was dream is an actual talented multi-platinum artist that we actually really enjoy listening to, and now the dream is just to be able to do this, and continue to do it, and just either change lives or make people feel some type of way when they listen to our music, and to be able to do this and this be the only main, focus, the only like main thing. And like Ben said, not be able to haul gear around, especially me as a vocal. It's not the pastime.
Yeah.
Not continually lose money or invest money, but eventually turn that around and have it so that it can kind of fuel itself, so that we can really focus on the band. So we got all our day jobs right now pulling us away, and if we all get focused and can put all our energy into this band, the sky's the limit. So that's what I'm excited for.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So going forward from here, like in the future, so do you guys think of doing some kind of collaboration or getting into more experimentational music kind of stuff, or you're going to be sticking to the same kind of genre in the future?
I mean, we've never been as far as like even the first album, we just kind of wrote stuff that we liked to hear, I guess, at the time. And if you've listened to the album in its entirety, none of the songs really sound the same.
Yeah.
Like they're all a little bit different in their own way. So we, shit, man, we might write a country song on the next album, or, Bobby might break out some mean bars. Who knows, dude? Like the thing is with music is just, it's a form of expression. It's art at the end of the day. So whatever we feel like doing at the time, we might do it, and just really come out of left field and, make some people, surprise some people. But yeah, I mean, there's no like box that we're confined in as far as what we're going to do. But I mean, I think it'll generally be metal, that I think that'll stay that way. But as far as what we've talked about, breaking out some 7-string guitars, messing around with our sounds a little bit, but we're always experimenting, man.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And finally, what would you guys like to say to the musical fraternity?
Check out WoR. Check out WoR. WoR is coming. WoR.com, all the social media platforms. Check out the album Prisoners. And we're coming for the Blue Ridge Rock Fest. Gonna rock that bitch out. We're ready to see everybody on these tours. Just be on the lookout, because we're coming to a city near you, your town, your home. Like we gonna be there, and then also ask us questions, come kick it with us. Get to know us, support your local music, because you never know. You never know who's gonna be the ones who's gonna take off or skyrocket. And when that happens, they do remember. They do remember, them humble beginnings, and also keep us grounded, and let us know what you really think of our music and our structures and stuff like that, because, we listening, we take everything into account, but at the same time, as musicians, we got to do what we got to do. Just, check us out. Check us out. Be on the lookout. We coming for you.
And guys, thank you so much for giving me this time today to talk to you guys, to talk about WoR. And thank you so much for the music. And I wish you guys all the luck and have fun in the upcoming concert on this Saturday and in October. And you guys do a wonderful job. And thank you for the music again.
We appreciate
we appreciate you, man.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. You have a great day ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.